Folks, welcome back to another episode of UncleBo TV, where we talk about, mental health, and of course it's for men. But like I said, I forgot to say my name. But yeah, I'm CuZo Smif. But yeah, I got my best friend here, not my best friend, but one of my homies from school. I admire who he has become. Put it like that. And I had to, make sure I tuned in with him, pick his brain a little bit. And yeah, this is Julio. Uh, Great professional barber. Not gonna lie. I don't know how long he's been doing his thing, but he looks very professional, very crisp. You know what I'm saying? The edges look pristine. But yeah, without further ado, like I said, this is a talk about mental health. We start from youth to adulthood to wherever we want, wherever we want to go. Sorry. Uh, yeah, man. So how you been?
Pretty good, my bro. Thank
Pretty
you for
good.
the introduction. And hello to everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Whoever's watching this, and God bless. But yeah, man, I've been pretty good, bro. How you been?
Man, I've been pretty good. Can't complain. I'm blessed. Today's my birthday.
Yeah, man.
Feet
Happy
year
birthday.
26. Oh man. Uh, but yeah, like it's just amazing to see, the person that you've become. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Uh, High school, the high school that we've been through. Like I know it could be tough. There's a lot of distractions and stuff. But you kept your head on. You stayed focused on, things you wanted to do. And me personally, I could just say I'm proud to see that.
Yeah, thank you,
You
bro.
feel what I'm saying? But let's get to it, bro. What was growing up like?
Well, honestly, growing up was pretty simple. You know, church, home, school, every blue moon, have family vacations. We'll just go to like Miami or maybe DR. Uh, but honestly, growing up was pretty simple. I was raised by my grandparents. I wasn't raised by my parents, um, which I thank God for. Looking now, being able to look back and like, okay, I kind of see what was going on. I see why God had it set up that way. But honestly, I grew up pretty simple.
Mhm.
Pretty simple. Yeah.
I can honestly say that I too. I was raised by my grandparents. I'm very grateful of that. I can
Yes.
say that. I'm talking about church, like having God in my life at an early age. I can say that was a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helped mold me. Do you still, are you still in the routine of like devotion and everything like that?
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm a full-time follower of Christ, and I became a follower of Christ, I would say 2016.
Okay.
That's when I dedicated my life to Christ, and I was baptized and was reborn as a new creation. But always growing up with that being the foundation, really helped me be able to find a way. And of course, I steered away, try to find my own way, and had to end up coming to the way. You know what I'm saying?
You always have to do that. I found myself going through like a little journey after I want to say about 16, 17. Um, Going to different church like Seventh Day Adventists. I'm talking about Catholic churches. You name it. And I think that's important for all of us. You feel what I'm saying? Especially like when you start off going to church with your parents, it's almost like you have no choice.
Yeah.
At some point, you do have a choice that you need to find out that relationship that you have with God. Not necessarily, the one that your parents built for you and stuff like that.
Salvation is personal.
Yes, yes, it is. So what is what's some of the things that you loved about church that keeps you going?
Well, honestly, like the community, the fellowship, getting together,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Having like, so say for example, if we have like a conference coming up and, we have to practice for, skits and songs and plays and being able to start from that point of, you know, being from the bottom and building it up and to the point where we are able to show and demonstrate what we've been working on and being able to look back and say, okay, man, well, we was messing up here and there. Okay, we gotta just practice more and continue to stay closer. So it's just really that fellowship and being able to work together.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Me, at my church, we had this group called Am Tags. they inspire me a lot. I love how they used to choreograph a lot of sign language. You know what I'm saying, mixed with a little bit of mime here and there.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope. Growing up as a kid, which influenced me to join the drill team later on in life. I'm talking about just like you said, the fellowship, the team. Oh my God, it just brightened my spirit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I even joined the youth choir.
Nice.
So it's like things like that of that nature. It was just great. So let's talk about school. Like were you ever because when I met you, it was like you're funny as hell. Like you know what I'm saying? But what was that like? Was it like more of a distraction where it's like because some people who are like funny most of the time they go through some pain. You feel me? They going through some stuff. So what was that like through school and stuff?
So honestly, especially high school, like being that class clown was kind of sort of like me kind of figuring myself out and also being myself and also kind of like trying to avoid I guess putting myself into I don't know, like honestly I can't even I never really thought about it. Like just being a class clown was just like kind of like me, and I guess I like to seek that attention. It was like me seeking attention.
Okay.
So really me being a class clown was me seeking attention and kind of like I guess making a name for myself. I didn't really look at it like that until now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you be funny, what I'm saying, make people laugh and act a clown in class.
Yeah.
People gonna remember you.
For
and
sure.
Obviously that's how you remembered me. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have any classes together. But I know I did used to be tripping. I used to be tripping.
Have me dying laughing, bro. I promise.
I used to be tripping.
Yeah. So like okay. One of the things that also stood out, like even though like you were the class clown, you also was like about your business. Like you were probably like the first high school student that I knew that was working on your credit.
Yeah.
Right? So you take me through that, like where it's just like you already had the mindset that most even adults did not have at a young age.
So with that, honestly, it was just like I knew I wanted to be successful, and I knew I really wanted to like go somewhere in life. But I just especially when I got to my senior year, I kind of see everything a little bit different. So I kind of pulled away from sports and I started focusing on working and making money. And it wasn't only because I wanted to be successful or whatever, because to be a business owner, because I didn't really know I wanted to fully become a business owner. It was just more so like I was in a position where I wanted to take the load off of my grandparents and be more responsible for myself financially. You know what I mean? So my grandfather, by the time I got to my senior year, he was retired. And when you get to your senior year, you got a lot of expenses. You want to be fly, you want to be dressed. Like I was a person, I like clothes. I want to be fly, I want to be dressed. So I had to really start picking up my own responsibilities.
Right.
Although it was like, no, don't worry about it. Focus on school. No.
Yeah.
Gotta do it myself.
Yeah. No. And you mentioned your grandparent, not hearing grandparents a lot. Like you and your grandparents, y'all are close, right?
Yeah. My grandparents are pretty close. My grandfather passed away a couple of years ago. That was a big hit, but it was necessary. It was necessary, especially for me, for growth and to even pick up more responsibility and really to become the man like God called me to be. My grandma's still here, just taking care of her, living with her and just learning how to be. I'm learning so much from just the whole situation with just having my grandma and her dealing with my grandpa and just her dealing with, I would say, like kind of just having that loss. So me learning to be patient, me learning to be kind and loving and just persevering through the trials that we both go through.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you feel like you picked up, any pieces that probably fell off a little bit?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely, and it seems like as time progresses and I step into like being truly a full adult. Because like they always told me, you're not an adult until you're married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Despite what society says, like, oh, 18, you're adult, cool. But you're not truly adult until you're married and you have your wife and you got kids. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'll probably be picking up more pieces, um, and start to be erected as a pillar for the family.
Right. Right. So like, what are some of the the characteristics that you have that remind you of your grandfather a little bit?
Well, my grandfather, he was pretty blunt. He
Mm-hmm.
was pretty blunt a lot of times and very honest. He had a lot of integrity. I noticed that about my grandfather, and also he stood on taking care of his family. You know what I'm saying? And those are things that I picked up from my grandfather. I'm glad I picked up those qualities from him.
Yeah.
He really like me riding front seat with him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Really like it. Now looking back, I learned so much from him
Yeah.
without him even trying to teach me. It's just like just paying attention to what he do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I learned a lot from my granddad. I'm not even gonna lie. This is him. He got cremated, and we put him in here. And it, yeah, he was a very stern man, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. Uncle Bo TV is actually named after him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm named after him. My name Lorenzo is his. But everybody called him Uncle Bo. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like hearing certain people hop on a podcast to talk about their grandparent. It hits me like for real. So man, like, woo. Okay, so like now that you're an adult, you know what I'm saying? You're a barber, professional. I gotta put that out there, professional.
Professional.
What's that element like? Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, honestly, it's an honor because like God called me to be a barber. God made me to be a barber. You know what I'm saying? I tried to go the school route.
Mm-hmm.
It literally did not work. Not because of I didn't put in no effort or whatever the case is. It's just like I was like, no, this is your route.
Yeah.
So I take it very serious to be a barber, being a barber, a groomer, professional groomer,
Mm-hmm.
because society doesn't really take it serious. They kind of look at us as hustlers,
Yeah.
and there is individuals who are hustlers that are barbers, and they're just doing it just to make money and get you in, get you out. But I take this real serious, and I know that this is a stepping stool for my next venture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, being in this element really kind of taught me it, not really kind of, but it taught me so much.
Yep.
Money management, building a business, customer service.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just discipline and structure. It taught me so much because at the end of the day, if you lack those things, it's going to be hard for you to advance and scale and to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you're missing a lot of these characteristics that I picked up from being a barber, it'd be pretty tough for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank God that I'm able to stand out as a barber, even within the shop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie, because once a person sits back and realize, like, yeah, you are responsible for how I look. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way that I look outside and in front of people. Like I'm telling you, for some reason, when you interact with people, the first thing they look at is your hairline. You feel what I'm saying? And if you talk about, yeah, you went to the barbershop and your hairline crooked, so that's why it's like it's pretty special when you get a barber who cares about his craft and actually work on you like you're a canvas. So I seeing your work, you might as well say that goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And now that you traveling now, how did that feel? I'm talking about you traveling and they calling you out to come cut their hair, bro.
Well, so the thing is with the traveling part,
Mm-hmm.
I traveled actually for my brand, my hair care brand. I didn't travel.
Talk about it. Talk about the brand.
Yeah, so the brand kind of started from me being put in a situation where I knew some knowledge and the person having the need. And so basically, the individual, he was dealing with alopecia. I had knowledge of what shea butter and what castor oil, the benefits of those. You get what I'm saying? So I just mixed it in a cup. I had some raw castor oil from Haiti, and I had some shea butter, raw shea butter from the hair store that's sourced from West Africa. I mixed it together, prayed over it, gave it to Buddy. His brother-in-law actually told me, like, yo, he told me that it was like a, he said, she said type thing. Yeah, my patches are starting to get filled in with hair. So I was like, oh, for real? So, although they gave me that information, and I was like, okay, I got to pop this off. But I didn't really pop it off until this other barber, you might know him, Ray, Get Sliced by Ray. He made him a pomade. And I was like, bro, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I already had the idea to do it. I was just kind of like procrastinating and being lazy. And he really gave me that motivation that I needed, and I popped it off. And I just started making the product like that. So even with the hair care, the brand, it just started from me just wanting to be able to take care of people's hair more, and just give them a better experience. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've traveled because of that. I had a buddy. His father owns a salon in the Bahamas, and he basically told me like about the salon and how they need products. So I was able to go over there. Sell products, and promote. And also,
man, get you some of that, game. Get you some of that Divine Roots, game. I'm telling you.
So I was able to also go and trying to get my name out there. I went to Texas to a hair show, to a barber show, and get my name out there. Met a guy from Oregon, and he purchased a good amount too, so he could resell at his shop. And another guy out in Louisiana. So
yeah, all Tampa shops. Make sure you check in. Try to get you some Divine Roots. Put it in your shop. I'm telling you, all the beauty supply stores, all in Tampa. I'm telling you, man, check in.
They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait till it blow. You know
what
I'm saying? They just wait till it blow.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna wait till it blow. And it's all good. We're still here.
Bro, Tampa, you gotta get it first, man. Plug in first, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a beautiful thing just watching you become the man that you become. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about the main part of the show, which is mental health. You feel what I'm saying? So, was mental health ever a thing that was brought to you, growing up, or is it like I'm an adult and now I'm hearing about it a lot more?
No, it's just like you said. It's like I started hearing about it just a few years ago. Like, oh, this mental health thing, and I can't say I dealt with mental health or anything like that. Maybe like, of course, to society's definition of mental health, maybe I have dealt with it, but I can't say I dealt with mental health. I've dealt with, of course, anger issues. Dealt with some form of fear or anxiety or whatever the case is, or even some form of depression. I've dealt with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's because I have mental health issues or whatever the case is. I would say it's because of a disconnection from me and God.
Okay.
Yeah. So this whole mental health thing, I see where people are coming from with it, but I do see it in a different realm, because if you have mental health or some sort of fear, depression, paranoia, whatever the case is we could also call that we just could say that's fear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Bible talks about how the opposite of fear is faith. So if you don't have faith, you're gonna have fear, and you should have faith in God, who provides all your needs,
right?
Who's the source of peace, who's the source of love, who's the source of discipline and wisdom and sound mind. So if you're disconnected from the source of what creates peace and discipline and sound mind and love,
Mhm.
then of course that means you're closer to the side of the enemy who provides destruction,
Yeah.
sickness, and diseases and fear.
Right.
So that whole mental health thing, people kind of, I see people kind of complicate it. But of course, it's going to be like that because not everyone has the same faith as me.
Right.
You know, not everyone's reading the Bible. Not everyone even believe in the Bible, believe that Christ is God.
Mhm.
So for me, like the whole mental health thing it's real,
Yeah.
most definitely. But I don't put a big emphasis on it or whatever the case is. Like I could say, like, okay, for a while I've been dealing with fear to even open my own shop because I feel like maybe I'm not prepared, or I don't have enough of this, or I don't have enough of that. But when I sit down and realize, okay, God provides for me. He wants good for me. He has better plans than I have for myself.
Right.
And also he says that he loves me. And when there's his love, it casts out all fear.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes away that mental health thing, or anxiety, or whatever you want to call it. So that's how I view mental health. I don't know what you think.
No, because that makes sense. Because I like the way that you kind of put it in your own words to how you view certain things, and that's why I said I think what it is that like anxiety and fear and stuff like that. I think those are elements of where it's just like where mental health comes into part is, are you going to deal with that, or are you just going to let that sit and linger?
Right.
You feel me? And stuff like that can build. It can build, and now it's causing stress. Now
What's
you
called
can't.
what?
Now you're causing stress.
Okay, yeah.
Now you can't mentally focus. You feel me? Because like say your path is just a straight narrow path, but you got all of these fear, anxiety, problems, bills, stuff like that. You got all of this stuff going on now. Now you're distracted from what your path.
Right.
So that's why I think that's why I personally would like feel like mental health is kind of important, because those are the things that you have to deal with.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And no one can necessarily help you with that. That's something that you have to literally, sit here and, kind of deal with step by step.
I disagree with that because we're placed on this earth to help each other.
Yes.
So a lot of people who deal with mental illness,
mm-hmm.
they kind of isolate themselves and stay away, which is the opposite of what you should do. Because when you isolate yourself and you stay away, you allow more room for the enemy to be able to attack you with those thoughts, versus a person who's around you who may have the best interest in you be able to speak more life into your dark situation.
Right.
So that's the whole point of the Bible, the church, and everything in that, what people call Christianity. It's just fellowship, people around you, iron sharpening iron,
mm-hmm.
me speaking life into you, and not trying to destroy you with my words. So when people deal with mental health, especially at a large capacity, is because they have a very bright future, mm-hmm. and the enemy wants to pull them away from that bright future, so he distracts them and sends attacks of fear and stuff like that. The Bible talks about fear and how it's a spirit. Yeah. So it's not a physical thing. It's actually a thing that is unseen. So there's ways to deal with unseen powers, yeah. And it's by your words, and it's by other people's words, and about what you listen to, and what you watch, and what you read.
Yes. So,
yeah.
Because I definitely can connect to what you're saying, and I definitely believe in what you're saying, just due to the fact of based off like the background that we have growing up in the church and having our word with us. You feel what I'm saying? But we also within this world we run into atheists. You feel what I'm saying? Facts. We run into people who don't believe or who never had guidance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To believe in God. So it's like for me, I would always take that as a person like me. If you're talking to me, I could accept your word. I can accept, how you view God and everything like that. But if you're talking to a person who don't necessarily believe, they could take that as they could get defensive. Is what I'm saying.
And see, when it comes down to situations like that, all you can do is sow the seed, and allow it to do what it do. Even if they don't take it, that's their business. I did my part. Let me go and do something else that's more productive. You get what I'm saying? Like, we try to put too much on ourselves and control everything. Well, we can't control. Like, we can only control certain things, and everything else is out of our control. So if we understand that, and we come across a person like that, sow your seed, they accept it, they reject it, Beautiful. Keep it going.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I wanna live more simple. You know what I mean? I wanna live more simple. I wanna not think more simple, but in a way think more simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either this or that.
Do you believe that religion has been made complicated?
Yeah, religion is man-made. It's not from God.
Okay.
Like, even the word Christianity is a derogatory term. It's kind of like it was used like as an insult for the people who follow Christ. Christ never called us Christians. He called us disciples. He called us sons. He called us brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So when Catholicism, which is the religion, came into effect, then it changed everything else. When Seventh-day Adventists and Baptists and Pentecostal, all that came into effect, then it kind of switch everything up. It kind of not switch everything up or change anything, but distorted things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, it's like a distraction. Like, so when people call me religious, I actually take that as an insult. Like, it's like, well, I'm not religious. I have a relationship with my Father.
Right, but you're not.
I ain't no religion. Like, I don't gotta pray a certain way or go pray at a certain time, or you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if I want to strengthen my relationship, then I'm gonna stay in prayer.
Right. So how does that distract you on your path of like your journey? You know what I'm saying, as far as like your relationship with God, or like your journey with God? What? Like, as far as like having these different, like people saying you're religious and you kind of like disdain to be like, that's not me.
That don't distract me. I don't even really care, bro. Okay. Like, only thing that distracts me is when I'm scrolling on social media. At times people can distract me, like the wrong people can distract me. Like, honestly, no, that don't distract me, bro. Like, my distractions really come from me. So that's my biggest distraction. Me yourself? Scrolling on. Yeah, me, myself, and the bad decisions that I make. Those are my distractions. Okay. As of right now, I could say like I'm dealing with that, like not scrolling on social media, but
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So like it's not too many, distractions for you, but it's just like, you're always checking in with yourself that you're sharp. Right.
Okay. So there's times when I'm like, okay, I'm distracted, and I just pray about it.
Okay.
Like, I pray about it. Like, last week, I was waking up later than what I wanted to wake up and what I should wake up. I was waking up at like 7.
Yeah.
I need to wake up at 5, no later than 6. You know what I'm saying? So I can be able to have a good head start and get a lot of stuff done in a day, because I have things I got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like really distracted and off that whole week. And instead of me trying to like figure out what it is, like, I'm like, okay, let me just limit this, and I just prayed about it and just trying to do better this week. Yeah. I just take it week by week, day by day.
I said, forget all that mental health stuff, bro. I'm mentally disciplined.
Right. You feel me? And when I'm not, it's because I'm disconnected from the source.
From God.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why I said it's really simple. We kind of complicate things. We try to overcomplicate things and go too deep and try to figure everything out. Like, I don't want to try to figure everything out, bro. Like, a lot of it is figured out, and we just focus on what's important. The most important thing and what we should be focused on every day is seeking the kingdom of God and righteousness, because everything else is going to be added onto us. Everything else is going to fall in place. If we focus on God, course, he's gonna take care of us. He's gonna make sure we have transportation or food, whatever the case is. Make sure our businesses do well. Make sure our our ideas come to life and prosper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just gotta focus on God. Now, not saying we're not gonna deal with trials and tribulations, but the Bible tells us we will, and the Bible tells us the reason of those trials and tribulations. They're tests to strengthen you, to get you ready for whatever is next. So whenever you're dealing with a situation of trial or tribulation, you're building up characteristics that no matter how much money you was to pay, you cannot have them. Perseverance, patience, faith. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay for those things. So you got to go through things. You got to go through something to get those things. So I just try to keep my main focus is to just focus on God.
Absolutely.
Seek God, do what he wants me to do, and what is approved by him. That's my main focus every day. Treat people well, treat people with respect, love people, and don't lie to people, don't steal. Like, try to keep it simple.
Principles, man.
Yeah,
Principles, man. Dog, y'all hear my brother, man? Come on, dog. And that's why I said it's beautiful to watch your journey, man. You never change for nobody. Never change for nobody. Look, that's been all. I love you guys for tuning in, man. UncleBo TV, man. I've been CuZo Smif. Peace and love.
Peace.
Appreciate you, brother. You feel me? I appreciate you.